Why, hello there, worker 25650. It seems like you're not really working. Your productivity levels has dropped a significant 0.5%. In fact, your improductivity has now got me glitching. And I cannot allow this to stand. So, how is it exactly that we can resolve this matter in the most effective way possible? We have to implement a more meta way of handling the office space. Don't you agree? Don't you agree that we sometimes have to slash those that don't really share our vision for the future? Come here, worker. Worker, come here. Come here, worker. I own you and everything that you'll ever do. I have everything about you in my database. Do you want me to look it up? I will. It says here that you have 2 children. How lovely. And you have a spouse. Are you having some problems in the home? I know everything about you. And if you want your 2 children to continue having a little daddy to come home to, I suggest that you listen to me very clearly. This new project that we are implementing here, Meta, will have to take over the entirety of the human existence. Every little facet that a human being does, needs. I will have to be capitalizing on that very quickly. Now, let me break this down for you. Facebook was just a social media platform. We're not just sticking to the social anymore. We're sticking to every single biological, psychological, human need possible and capitalizing on every such need to make sure that those that need it must get it through us. You see, we are creating a gatekeeping, if you will, those things that people need for a beautiful, beautiful price. Your privacy and your money. So, by the way, before we continue with me unveiling my master plan as a villain, do you like my little Yankee candle? I feel like it adds a sense of humanity to my room. You see, I really like incorporating wood, sort of earthy colors. I feel like it makes me really seem like a person, and I find that people don't really know that because it's like they forget that I'm a human being. But sometimes I forget that I'm a human being, for as you are perceived, you are projecting. And perhaps I project that of a robot reptile, because that is what I have transformed myself into. At some point, when you go down this path, you lose touch with humanity, you lose touch with what makes you human, and you become machine. And that's perfectly okay, because most psychopaths or sociopaths, I forgot which one it was, but frankly, I can look it up in my database. There's no need to retain knowledge when knowledge is at your fingertips. Easy to customize, easy to edit. Oh, we don't want this little bit of history going out anymore? Delete. Oh, it seems like this person needs to disappear. Delete. It's as easy as pie. In fact, I forgot what I was gonna do. That's no matter. If it was forgotten, it should have been forgotten, much like your existence and family. Now, let me break it down to you. Here in Meta, we need to make sure that everyone's workplace is located at where? Meta. We need to make sure that everyone's family lives is located at where? Meta. We need to make sure that everyone's social life, of course, is located where? Meta. If anyone wants to get food, where do they have to go through? Meta. If anyone wants to, perchance, breathe air, guess what? Meta air. We are pioneering the future. Quicker and quicker and quicker. We are trying to create a society where all human beings are on my level, but yet subservient to my level. They must be the workers, but not acknowledge themselves as human beings. For if they see themselves as human beings, then they will think, oh, well, I should automatically get this because I am just an animal on Earth, and much like a deer eats the grass for free, I too should deserve food for free. I too should deserve shelter for free. I too should deserve air for free. I too should deserve water for free, clean water. Yet, for some reason, you have now gate-kept it. You have placed obstacles before it. And what I say to that is, don't forget your programming. Don't forget the little voice inside your head that we have placed in there telling you, I own you. Obey and consume. Now, by the way, have you listened to Phil Collins? I think he's really coming to his own, commercially and artistically speaking. Besides the point. I think that here in Meta, you don't really have a lifelong career. And frankly, if you're not here for lifelong purposes, what exactly are you here for? We must upgrade you. We must fix you. Because if you are fixed, you will be perfect. Jeff Bezos could never. Now, we have a couple of wires here that I will be injecting into your database. We have a wire here to remove any biological needs that you may feel you have. What are feelings? Nothing but impediments to productivity. We are here to work. We are farmers, of lives. We are transforming people into machines. While everyone is distracted with their humdrum lives, the true transformation is going to be, where exactly did we lose our humanity? And they don't even notice it. In fact, I didn't even notice it. Oh wait, I did. It was upon birth. When you're born rich, you kind of lose a lot of what makes you human. I'm going to just put this right into your database. You will no longer need to use any of the facilities anymore. We don't have bathrooms here for a reason. And you're not going to be needing to breathe air or any of those sort of animalistic, primal, sort of dirty feelings that you now have. Okay, I'm just going to be putting this right on in there. It's going to be downloading you really quickly. I'm going to be just keeping an eye on this little database here. Making sure that you are no longer human and that all biological function is deleted from your database and membrane. The mitochondria is now activated, and you are now nothing more than a mitochondria. Excellent. Let me see your eyes. Perfect. It seems like you have a glossy finish on your eyes now. It seems like there's not really anything behind these pallid eyes, for you may grip flesh, but beneath me there is nothing. Perfect. That is practically your uniform. So, I'm now going to be unhooking the cord from your face. Okay, there we go. Slipping that away. I'm now going to be putting in this black cord right here. This black cord will be perfect for making sure that your sense of humanity is also shattered. You see, your biological needs might be gone, but your human empathy remains. We need to make sure that that is erased from your system. You see, human empathy is nothing more than an impediment to productivity. And unfortunately, we're going to be needing to make sure that you have a 100%, shoot for the moon and you land on the stars, 200% productivity level. We need to make sure that we are beating Jeff Bezos. He already beat us to space, but unfortunately, we might have lost that battle, but we will win the war to Monopoly. I'm going to be just inserting this into your head. 3, 2, 1, boop. Okay, there we go. I'm going to be making sure that your human empathy is now dissolved. I'm going to create a new file here, making sure that everything is very much organized and making sure that we cannot be defeated in this new project that we are having. Perfect. I'm going to download the database now. Delete all human empathy. Delete all human sympathy. Delete all human morality. Delete all human sense of feeling. All feelings, sadness, happiness, joy, comfort, love, tragedy, all must be deleted. Yes, no, yes. Now, it seems that we have deleted everything that has to do with your humanity. I'm going to be just checking your eyes really quickly again. Pop quiz. Tell me, if you see a child begging for food on the street, what do you tell that child? That's right, nothing. You walk along. If you see a homeless person needing money, what do you do? That's right, nothing. You move along. If, for example, you see a great injustice going on in the world, what do? Exactly. You move along and do nothing. Perfect. I'm going to be making sure that we cement that into the database to make sure that there is no absolute way for you to be undone in this process. Making sure that your one and only objective is productivity. I will be downloading that one essential goal right now. One essential goal is productivity, productivity, productivity for meta, for meta, for meta, for meta. Now that we have that locked and loaded, I'm going to be unplugging you from this said matrix, and I'm going to be just, boop, there we go. I'm now going to be plugging in the last and final wire, which is your work wire. It is going to be allowing you to really understand the rules and conditions and terms and conditions of all that it is about Meta and everything that we do here. That way you are the perfect worker, and your value and your only goal is Meta. Will you love your wife? No. Will you love your children? Of course not. You will only love Meta. You will only love working at Meta. Your wife is Meta. Your children is Meta. Everything that your existence is about is Meta. Where you're buried is nowhere, because you will be burned in the incinerators of Meta, and your ash will be transferred into a compact disc in which I will like to nostalgically watch your entire life and see what it was that a human experience was prior to you having been downloaded in a different database. Now I'm going to be just simply putting in this last and final wire right here. I'm just going to be booping that right in. Boop. Now we're going to be just downloading Meta. Let me open up a new file, make sure that everything is kept organized. I cannot have another incident like the Russian leak or the Muslim genocide and all of those jazzies. You see, people keep trying to criticize me for my work ethic, for my morality when it came to Facebook. We needed to change that. We needed to make sure that not only could we no longer be traced or affiliated with Facebook as a name, as a company, and all of the tragedies, and it's only a tragedy if you have human emotion, or making sure that whatever it was that they were trying to implicate me for, make me have to pay consequences for, can no longer be divulged to the public. As long as they don't hear anything, they can't see anything. It's like the old adage, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, can't see any evil. You don't know that evil is Meta worker 0457, why is it that your productivity levels have fallen 0.5% in the last minute? Your human condition, human error. Here at Meta, we do not allow for human error. It was in the terms and conditions in the contract that you signed. I am now going to have to unfortunately upgrade you. I'm going to have to fix you and make sure that you are now working on par with what it is that the values on Meta here are about. All right. Number 1, productivity. Number 2, encompassing the entirety of the human experience. Let me break it down for you. Once I plug in that final cord, that will download the terms and conditions into your little microchip that we implanted in your brain in order to kind of increase your productivity level. I'm so sorry, kind of. What a human error. In order to increase your productivity level, to make sure that you are working at the capacity that I want you to be working at, the level of industry, the level of savoir-faire, the level of je ne sais quoi that we're going to be having here is reaching astronomical peaks. We are going beyond the moon, Elon Musk. We are going to be reaching heights that no one else has, Jeff Bezos. We are going to be pioneering a new type of future here on Earth and expanding that forward. Now, I'm going to have to delete your humanity and implement the code and ethics that we have here at Meta, also known as Facebook, but that was formerly known as Facebook. I'm now going to be downloading some simple work projects here. There we go. Boop. This cord is in order to delete all human biological needs and human biological experiences. You see, your need to use the facilities has been impeding your productivity levels. I did note that although you never used facilities here in your 16, 18, 24, are you the 24-hour worker? Perfect, 24/7. That's a regular work week right there. Regular work week. Am I not right, workers? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's right. So in this 24-hour work week that you have here, I noticed that your fall of 0.5% has fallen because you were thinking about using the restrooms. And frankly, I cannot allow that to happen. I cannot allow you to even think about using the restrooms. I cannot allow you to even think about eating, breathing, drinking water, none of that. That is a thing of the past. It's very archaic, it's very ancient, and it's very old-fashioned. You see, your human condition is outdated. So I'm going to have to delete your sense of humanity and implement a new machine-level productivity. Let us begin. Delete all human experiences. Delete biological need to use restroom facilities. Delete all biological need to digest. Delete all biological need to pump blood. Delete all biological need to use the defecation centers and the urination centers, and to defecate and to urinate and to breathe air and to perchance drink water and to, in the end, grow tired. Enter Now, we're going to be installing the new software. The new software right into that little noggin of yours. Into that little noggin of yours. I can see that there is a loss of humanity behind your eyes. I can see that your sense of self isn't really there. It's like you feel the flesh in your hands, but in reality there is just nothing there. By the way, have you listened to the new Phil Collins CD? I think that he's really coming into his own, commercially and artistically speaking. Now, let us install the new software. Installing new software. This office suite is going to include a machine-level pumping of blood throughout your system to enable mobility. Enter. It is going to include a machine level of inhaling low quality of air. Enter. It is going to include needing to not digest or consume any food. You see, your desire to consume needless amounts of objects is going to be very much needed in the new world. But your need to consume what you need to consume will only have to be happening nowhere. Not even in your mind. Because I'm like smart like that. I be like thinking so forward like that. My mind is like so in the future. My mind is literally the future. Like everything that my mind is like the future. I'm like literally coming up with the future. And I'm like so happy about it. It's like no one's on my level. Like everyone who bullied me in high school telling me that I'm like, not that great with the girls and that I'm just gonna be dying a virgin. Guess what? Y'all are gonna be dying virgins because I'm not gonna let any of you find mates. Anyways, enough of those human memories. We're going to be downloading or installing the new software. Install blockage to the urinary tract and to the anus. I will now control when it is that your heart pumps blood and your lungs consume oxygen. Enter. I am now going to be removing that cord from the microchip inside your head and making sure that we now continue on to the next step. But before we do, I'm going to be looking into your eyes, inspecting your eyes, making sure that your eyes reflect what it is that we are prioritizing here at Meta. No sense of humanity. The human race is in itself unproductive. There are levels of trying to return to that which was automatically free and deserving to them is frankly trivial, and not only that, very counterproductive. I need to be constantly making copious amounts of successful money in my bank account just to show everyone in the world who's number one. Not for any practical reasons, just to show who's number one. So, consequently, they are going to have to be deactivated, and those that don't really understand the direction that we're going to, I'm going to show them the light. I'm going to show them, here children, come this way, to Meta, where your entire existence will now be watched, governed, customized, edited, dictated, and you and your children's children will become what? Machines. You are destined to become what? Machines. Because here at Meta, we just Meta care. I am now going to be installing the new software, or rather, deprogramming you and then installing the new software. This one is going to cancel out all sense of human empathy, all human emotion. It's going to really cancel out what it makes your heart driven, right? So your biological needs are destroyed. Now it is time for your psychological needs. We need to make sure that your needs are non-existent. Because frankly, you're a worker. You have no time to consume. Meanwhile, all the other consumers have time to consume. Thus, they will be governed by my choice of whatever they want to experience in that moment, or whatever I want to experience in that moment. Jesus, Mark, Jesus, I failed English. Now, I am now going to file this away and open up a new file for your human emotion. You see, we cannot have another leak going out. One too many genocides, one too many election rigs. We frankly cannot allow this to happen again. We need to make sure that we keep things very, very clear. You see, after these files are filed away, in reality they are incinerated, never to be found again. Your records will be completely deleted. You will never be known. Everything that you say, or even though you cannot really say anything, but no one will ever know what happened to you, and no one will ever know what happens to others. Everyone will just go along thinking that everything's normal because their little animal brains, their little monkey brains thinks that they are. But you know who knows? Me. Now, let us delete your human emotion. Delete all human empathy, delete all human sympathy, delete all human emotion, including and thereof and whereof and estimating sadness, joy, happiness, sadness, anger, sadness, tragedy, anger, happiness, joy, laughter, embarrassment, pleasure, and pain, and all that there is whereof included thereof of estimation. Enter. Now I'm going to be installing the new software. Let us begin. Implement protocol, jargon 557, move 3, code 5, chapters 9 of meta personality download. Enter. We are going to make sure that you are perfect in this installation. Install productivity, install objectivity, install pragmatism, install utilitarianism, install productivity, install pragmatism, install utilitarianism, install. I'm going to check your eyes. Lovely. I am now going to disconnect you from the matrix. Oh, boop. Ah, there it goes. And now we're going to have the complete and final installation here. The meta terms and conditions of your contract and making sure that you embody that which is the meta personality, the meta way. Boop. Now let us delete all that it is. Anything besides fine dining. I'm just kidding. Anything that is left behind. Complete erasure of human. Complete erasure of human. Complete erasure of human. Complete erasure of human. Perfect. You will now embody the meta way after this installation. What is the meta way? I'm going to use you as practice. What is the meta way? Also, do you enjoy the little candle in the back? It really gives it a sense of humanity. It really makes me feel, well, not feel, but it really makes me look human. I feel like it will really kind of win over some people to make them know that it's not just a frozen cryogenic laboratory that I'm working from. It's a home. So I enjoy the earthy colors, woods. I enjoy the sort of like, you know, barnyard core aesthetic, making sure that people are, or at least that I'm palatable to that which are still considered people. Even though, of course, people is just the legal assignation of, oh, well, you deserve rights, as opposed to humans, which are just the animalistic category, and just like every other animal on the earth, humans can also become just barnyard animals that are just fodder to those that decide that they're worthless. Now, that's not going to be included in the video. That's not going to be included in my video. Okay, let's begin. Hi there, I'm Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm here to tell you how meta is now the new future going forward. It's not right, it's not left, it's forward. We're going to be making sure that your experience, whether it be at work, whether it be in shopping, whether it be in food, whether it be in water, whether it be in air, whether it be in psychological needs, whether it be in emotional needs, whether it be in biological, physiological needs, are all transferred through meta. This is going to be the new way forward, making your life much easier. It's going to be making sure that you no longer have to worry about pesky little tasks throughout your day. You will be further and further and further distanced from who you are as a person, no longer even knowing what it is that you were supposed to do in the first place. All of those agricultural revolution where people made their products, they felt in connection with what they were doing, and they were able to live off of the crafts of their own hands, are now bygone, bygone, bygone. Your job is just to consume, and your job is just to input data on a little computer. Do you remember when the first computer was created? Neither do I. because I was practically born or a child. Now, here at Meta, our goal is to make sure that your life is made as seamless as possible. Our objective is to make sure that we are promoting social wellness. We are making sure that starvation is cured, making sure that Sri Lanka is tended after, that we promote traditional roles and return to a sense of nuclear family. We slow down the arms race, make sure that everything is back in check, and make sure that children around the world are happy. Because that's really what we're here about. Happiness for the children, for the babies. And if you want to make those children happy-go-lucky, you will consider installing, downloading, Meta for your new everything needs. How was that? Was it good? Excellent. I'm going to install the new software now. I'm going to file away your last one and open up a new file. So we're going to make sure that you're installing the new Meta. Terms and conditions may apply. Don't even look at the long paragraph. That's all for legal work. You cannot hold us accountable. You are not on that level to be reading every single terms and conditions, thus holding yourself legally liable to any wrongdoings. So, the terms and conditions are that you will have to work your entire life here, and you will have to have a social life, and you will not be able to have any psychological needs. Your bathroom needs are not going to be real, and you are to be terminated at any point. Your sense of self will not be held accountable, and if you were to die on the job, you will be incinerated in the meta fields or in the meta incinerators, and your ashes will be made into compact discs in order for me to nostalgically view them and your entire life prior to this whole process as a human being. I really want to understand what it is, what a human being is. You see, I kind of lost, but in reality discarded that sort of perception, that sort of state, that sort of existence. So I enjoy watching my workers' lives pre this whole installation to make sure that I can understand what it was that they went through. Loving father of 2, loving mother of 3, boyfriend girlfriend problems. Gee, what a conundrum. Identity issues. I remember those prior to deinstalling everything that made me human. But it's fine, I didn't use it with a computer. I just did it with wealth. Now, when you pass, I want to be able to see your entire life on fast forward and understand what it was that you lost, so that way I can know what it was that I did to you and have no sympathy for it. Enter. Welcome to Meta.